and the crook.
Well, actually.
Yeah, I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked, cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just so by my side. This one's for the grind, I knew it would happen, just had the strength in my mind. To the videos, they thought I was a black guy. That's hard to get over. A foreigner in the sport, but I'm fully devoted. I don't take it for granted that the door's been open. I knew I was different, I knew I was chosen. A breadwinner, but I'm soft-spoken. Authentic like a 5950 and there's no cap. Let's have a toast to that. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the They done baptized the bad guy. Still don't follow religion. The fabric's not average. The cotton's Egyptian. 500 for the shoes come dirty, but the European. Less is more and less is the bank. Up the score, I pull up from trade. From the tray, I'm ballin' like trade. Do what I can, I do what you can't. I wrote this 30,000 feet up. 10 toes stay G'd up. I'm tryna get that type of wealth like a house on the hills can't see us. Say the money still me up. Stay humble, stay teed up. I don't tell you how to live, so don't hit me with no weak stuff. And if you know the deal, then you know the deal. If it's real, then you know.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This your man Marcus A. Brown, and I'm here to tell y'all that I just got done with my first consultation with the brother Andre of Love Crossing Borders. I just wanted to give him his praises. I need y'all to do two things if you haven't already. If you haven't, subscribe to his YouTube channel, Love Crossing Borders. Also, if you are going to Colombia, if you're thinking of going anywhere, traveling internationally, please consider booking a consultation with the OG Andre of Love Crossing Borders. You will not be disappointed. I'm a fan of the channel, so I booked a 2-hour session just to show support, just to show love and say what's up. He provided a wealth of information, way more than I was even expected. He has an excellent presentation. So I just wanted to let y'all know you will not be disappointed. Book the consultation, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Dre, man, I appreciate you. I will be out in Colombia, and I look forward to linking up with you. And y'all, get in tune with him if you haven't already. Tell him MAB sent you.
And I'm glad I'm able to help raise up a community of black men.
Theo had this crazy idea of teaching black men what he had learned in the tech field.
If you're resistant to change, you only want to do one thing or one way, yeah, you're not going to make it.
This is about taking men, black men, and making them better men.
Where are all the black men? And I'm not talking about the scammers, the drug dealers, the robbers, and the crooks.
Well, actually.
We're here watching Love Crossing Borders with Andre and Andrea. Shout out to all you guys that are here, man. Shout out to all you guys that are here. We've got a good one tonight. Let's get us some music going. We got us a good one tonight on a Friday evening. Remember, guys who are not part of the Rumble, I've just dropped the link for the Rumble because you want to be a part of that because we're going to be watching some movies tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's movie is what I got? House Party? Yeah, I got House Party 1. And I got a Kung Fu movie for us, a karate movie for us. So we're going to be enjoying some karate. A good kind. This is a good one, too. So we'll be enjoying that. Shout out to all you guys here. Tonight's topic is a great one. There has been a problem when it comes to dating and marriage in China over the last few decades. Whether it was during the era when they had China had the one-child rule where you could only have one child. And that produced or forced a lot of people to decide whether they want to have the girl or have the boy. So when it comes to the rural or farm areas, they decided to have the boys because you need the boys to work on the farm. And here's the problem. Now in the farm areas, there's almost 20 men to every one woman. But then in the city areas, such as Shanghai and all the other large provinces, they believe in business. So many of the girls were born. But here's the problem. They've got 20 girls to every one guy. And then we have the new influx of ladies going over to China that are not asking for a dowry, have no problem with paying that are not asking for a bride price or down payment. The beautiful, gorgeous women from Europe, from Austria, Sweden, Germany, France, are infiltrating China and taking all the good men from the Chinese women. We're going to look at that today, guys, because it's one thing to look at from our Western perspective of what's going on in the dating room or the dating arena. It's another thing to look at it from the perspective of what's going on in the East. And it doesn't matter if you're in the East or in the West. Women are messing it up for themselves because they are focused on one thing: your money. And it's making it a lot easier for other women to come in and scoop up all the good men, just like in the West. We're going to look at that tonight. Shout out to all you guys once again that are here. Let me give you guys some shout outs, show you some love. Shout out to my man Kenny People is in the building. First of all, he said this should be a good one. Bunny Heaven here comes. Yeah, you would have never. I'm talking about some gorgeous women going to China. And they not going to China to flex or anything. They're looking for a man. They're going to tell why they're deciding to leave Europe in droves. You would think that it was a modeling agency in Florida. I mean, in China, with all the European women that are going to China getting Chinese men, because just like we in the West say that women in other countries are traditional, well, the women in Europe are saying that the men in China are traditional. That the men in Europe are not, and that the men in China are traditional. And since these European women say we got money, we're about to fly down there and we're going to spoil these men with our money as long as these men give us their last name and show us some love. So shout out to you with Snow Bunny. Once again, and my man David Dice is in the building. Shout out to you being here, my brother David. He say the family Andre and Andre chat, because on this live stream, chat lives matter. He said, "What's good, family? What's good, fellas? Yeah, we're having a great day." Don, aka Don, the JP, is in the building. Good evening, Andre and Andrea. Chat family, salute to you as well, kind sir. Salute to you as well. And my brother Jay Carson here early representing. Yes, sir. Glad to see you here. Good evening, Andre. Good evening to you too, kind sir. Right here, we have the link to the Rumble. Remember, every Saturday, we do a double feature starting at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, right around 8 o'clock, 8:30, right? So we do a double feature. Tomorrow is House Party. Hola, hola, eh, hola, roll, roll, roll. Kid play now. We're going to enjoy some kid play. And then we got a Kung Fu movie coming up after that. I forget the name of it. I'll have the name of it in a few moments. Shout out to you guys. Cologne of the night is Jean-Paul Gaultier's, and it is Le Bleu. Le Bleu. I know it usually comes in a blue bottle as well, but it comes in a clear bottle also. If you like pina colada, it's a coconut smell. It's excellent for Cartagena. It's excellent for DR. Anytime you're in a beach area, and it's not just a coconut smell. It doesn't smell like suntan lotion. It literally smells like pina colada. So if you want that, like you're on a beach and relaxing smell scent of a manly man cologne, Le Bleu by Jean-Paul Gaultier. I think he just passed on a couple of months ago too. Shout out to my man Beyond the Basics, who's here representing Class 6 in the building. Shout out to you, brethren. Shout out to you. And our first super chat comes in from Kobe, my brother Kobe in the building. He say, so European women are going to be the bruh. It's crazy. Wait till you watch these videos, man. You're gonna be like, what? Even the men in Asia, in China, can't believe it. These gorgeous women, we talk about 5'8" and up. We ain't talk about no short women. We ain't talk about no women that's like, I can see her going to China looking for a man. Nah, dog, these some niceies. Standing there in China with their little sign, I'm looking for a husband. Oh, man. And they scooping them up. Them Chinese dudes scooping them up. It's crazy. It's crazy. So shout out to you, Cole. And shout out to my brother, Jay. I meant to call Jay back the other day. Passing the plate around. Shout out to you, Jay. Appreciate you, brother. Really do. Appreciate you, and I love you, brother. Just wanted to let you know that. Shout out to you with the $5 love. Let's scroll back up just a little bit for all the other brothers that's been here for a while. Yeah, Clyde Carson, Beyond the Basics, as well as my man Tori is in the building. He said, great blessings to Andre and Andrea, blessings to the family here. And my man Shay in the building. Salute to you as well, kind sir. Salute to you as well. And my man Wade is always representing. Hello to you too, kind sir. Always here. He said, watching while working on my cartoon homework. Got to do what you got to do, brother. Got to do what you got to do. He said, soon I'll be signing up for a freelance job, man. That's great to hear, man. It really is. And it's also great to hear my man Party in the building. He said, Chinese culture emphasizes boys. Absolutely. Absolutely. The gap is so huge, plus a combination, and plus combine that with the women in the city not interested in marriage, and you have a recipe for a sociological disaster. It's crazy. It's when we watch the video, you're gonna see how much pressure. I thought Asian countries put these kids under pressure for school. Bruh, as soon as you think you're done with the pressure of school, you being pressed to get married. And I mean pressed. These people are going through depression. They're going through self-deletion because their families are pressing them so hard to get married. And there's a lot of money involved in it. You guys are going to sit back and say, what? Ain't no way in. Watch tonight. I'm going to sit in the comment section. Y'all going to be like, hell no. For the average marriage in China. He said, damn, it looks like European are way better than Chinese women. Yep. It's looking that way. And the Chinese women losing their marbles. They are losing their marbles. One lady said, she said, they're coming all the way down here to take our men. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So I got clips of these ladies panicking in a panic zone in China because the European women are coming down. And I'm talking about in masses. It ain't just a little bit here, a little bit there. These ladies are coming down and they scooping them up from the cities and the farms. You know, the Chinese women do not want to be in the farms. They think being a farmer is poor. Watch these European women, these fine European women. You're going to be like, what? I'm talking about some paid women. Ain't got no problem with marrying a farmer. To where the Chinese women are like, he ain't good enough for me. European women say, he a good man. He treat me right. I ain't got no problem with it. I already got my own money. I don't need his money. So yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy, yeah. Yep. Party said Chinese men who work overseas are bringing back women from those countries, especially Africa. Absolutely correct. That influx of Chinese infrastructure that they're building in Africa. So now these dudes are relating and hanging out with the African women and men off after work. Now they're dating African women. Shoot, they bringing them African sisters back. Man, you think the world is biracial now? I'm gonna say that again. Y'all think the world biracial now? Bruh. In about a good 10 years, with all of us that got mixed kids and mixed kids to come, man, please, everybody gonna have about 4 or 5 nationalities. Shout out to all you guys. He said, meanwhile, I'm talking to a Korean friend of mine, and she's from Busan or Busan. I probably said it correctly, Busan. And if I'm not mistaken, those ladies are coming over too. The Korean ladies are coming over and getting scooped up too. If I'm not mistaken, yep, they are. Oh, we got some of everybody up in here in these videos today. Classic house party. Let's go. Yes, sir. We're going to have a good time tomorrow. Tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern. Necro's in the building. Shout out to Necro being here. He say, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Andre, and my fellow Blue Book brethren. Salute to you and the audience, to us all, an abundance to us all. My man Wade says this. He say, I was still thinking about moving to Southeast Asia. He said, I'm still thinking about moving to Southeast Asia, but now I think, he said, I'm talking to a Korean best friend that loves teasing me, but seems easygoing. Yep, and that's what it seems like. Easygoing at the same, and it seems easygoing at the same time. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. And yes, sir. Pastor Collection played around. Thank you guys for supporting by way of PayPal, Cash App, and Super Chat. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate them Indiana boys being in the building. Them Boilermakers. Shout out to them Purdue Boilermakers in the building. Land of Drew Brees. You thought I forgot about Drew Brees coming from Purdue. I ain't forget about Drew. I didn't forget about Drew Brees coming from Purdue. Yes, sir. Shout out to my man Gary in the building. Mad Max. He said Chinese guys are getting African and European women to marry now. Things are changing fast. Yes, it's not like Japan where everything's got to be super traditional. China, like, man, listen, I got to get it where I can get it, because my parents are pressing me. I got to get in where I can fit in. Love you too, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I take that love. Shout out to my man Marco in the building. Good evening, Mr. Andre. Good evening to you, Mr. Marco. And my man Jay Anderson, the great, is in the building. Shout out to you. Salute to you as well, kind sir. Salute to you as well. My brother Tori says this. We got 46 in the building. Click that like button, gentlemen, if you don't mind, on your way in. Tori says this. He says, this is interesting because China has a huge problem with leftover wives or leftover women. Hey, they got another one, dog. Now we know about the leftover women, right? Women over the age of like 20, 27, 30, called leftover women, like leftover Christmas cake. Bruh. In the video today, we gonna find out they got another one that they call the women in China. You know what they call the women in China that had an abortion? Funeral home. House where somebody died, a funeral home. If you had an abortion in China, they call you a funeral home. Dang. Them dudes ain't got no cut. A house where somebody died, a funeral home. They are monsters, man. Them dudes in China got a buzz term for everything, man. All he says this. He said a lot of men from the rural area are getting brides from neighboring countries such as Cambodia, Thailand, true, and Laos. That's true too. He say that's how bad the shortage of women is. Yep, absolutely correct. Shout out to you with the $5 love. Absolutely correct. Yeah, that blew me away when I heard that, man. I was like, what? A funeral home, a house where somebody died. I'm like, these dudes monsters. Shout out to my man Montrez in the building. Good evening to you as well, kind sir. Montreal says good evening. He said, Andre, just returned from my trip to Europe. Glad you had a good time. Let me know where you went to, brother. He said, the white and the black European women are checking heavily for brothers from the States. This is true. We need to do a video on that one. That's a good point. He said, it happened to me. He said it happened to me while I was there. I could actually see that happening. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me scroll down a little further. My man Necro says this. He said, I love me some Thai, Japanese, and Korean women. Here we go. The trifecta right there. Right there. Man Max, my man Gary says this. He's going to be another great show. This is going to be a fun one, man. This is going to be a real fun one. I didn't know all this was going on. I thought women were westernized where we're from, right? You know, Australia, New Zealand, UK, United States, Canada. So you're thinking that they're westernized, money, I'm Mr. Independent. Bruh, it's the same thing out east. Them Chinese girls that lost their damn mind, bruh. Everything that you hear that drives you crazy about women in the West, they do literally act in the same way. They have picked up watching all the music videos and TikTok and every television shows of the West, and the women from China over the last 20 years decided that they want to be like the women out east in China. They want to be like the women in the West, like the United States. So what ended up happening, they end up getting the results now of the women in the United States. It's the craziest thing, bro. Craziest thing. Yeah, diabolical. I ain't never heard of that, man. What do you call a woman that's had an abortion? A house where somebody died, or a funeral home. Y'all calling these women a funeral home to their face? Shout out to Jay. He said, what's up, Dre? He said, damn. He said, did you just say a what home? They call them funeral homes, man. A house where somebody died. That's what a woman that had an abortion is called. A house where somebody died. A funeral home. Gary says this. He said, as I said a month ago, China is short on 35 million women because of the one child rule. That's what I kept coming across in my research. Absolutely correct. And now they got the women from Europe coming over and filling the gap. Man, Kenny People says this again. Snow bunnies got dough and taking care. Yup. I'm so excited about this video, man. These women, I know I'm spilling some beans, man, but when you sit back and you see these women start to realize that the European women are there now. I mean, in one scene, you got a chick from Mexico that said, I'm coming down here to get a man. She's in China right now. She said, I'm coming down here to get me a man. She said, men in China are slender, more healthier. She said, Mexican men. I already told you what they say about Colombian men. What do they say about Colombian men? Colombian women say Colombian men are built like Bugs Bunny. No chest, all stomach. A whole country full of women, and they say that men here in Colombia are built like Bugs Bunny. No chest, all stomach. And yeah, that's true. No Limit is in the building. Shout out to you, brother. We're doing something right tonight. He said, what's good, OG? He said, may have to do a show on the Dutch and the French. Let me write that down. On the Dutch and the French. When it comes to dating the French men. Okay. You have grabbed my interest, my friend. Enough said. My man Wade says this. He said, really? He said, that's the same how it's like the U.S., what the U.S. is, or the U.S. He said, I always wondered if women from the other countries taking U.S. men from U.S., but we're afraid if they still remain, traditional in the U.S. Yeah, man, it's the same thing. He said hood right mentality went global. Facts. You're gonna see it. Watch tonight. You're gonna be like, if that's not an Asian Keisha, if that's not an Asian, watch tonight, an Asian Keisha. Wade says, always thought that the Chinese women were traditional because of the ancient Chinese clothing, rice farming, traditional lion dancing, and kung fu. And think about it. China has only been the China that we've known for like 25 years. If you look back at photos of China, man, I mean, just the infrastructure, 25 years ago, man, China was done. It was like the 1900s all the way to like 1990. China was basically, the infrastructure was basically the same. Most men and women worked in the rural areas. China just started getting money, man. They just started getting money because America outsourced itself. And so China took that money from America outsourcing itself and kept flipping it and giving the money back to the people and building the infrastructure. And now we have that beautiful China that we see today. And America can't compete with that infrastructure. Chinese infrastructure with the trains and all that stuff. Same thing the Philippines are up to in the next 5 years. But the females let the money go to their head. Jay Anderson, the Great, says this. He said, Dre, do the breakdown of Greek women. He said, I'm curious. Let me write that down. I'm curious too, because we don't show enough Greek love on the channel. Let me write that down. Those are two really good ones. Really good ones. Let's get ready to get started, gentlemen. Yeah. So in the States, he said, he says, so in the States, I guess that we have walking morgues and funeral homes. Yes. We not only got leftover women, we got funeral homes. Houses with that. I mean, that blew me away. I was like, what? You know, you ain't never thought of somebody having an abortion. You think about a house where somebody died. You are a funeral home. And one of the ladies tonight, she's going to talk about how they treat baby mamas in China. Oh, they do baby mamas wrong. He said it's always been impossible to hear Chinese women. He says it's always been impossible to hear that Chinese women act like American women. He said it's funny that they now acting like that towards Chinese guys for no reason. My man Paper Route is in the building, including my man Twan. Shout out to Antoine being in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And my man Paper Route says this. He said, "What's up, Andre?" He said, "How about a breakdown of Jordan and Turkish women?" There we go. There we go. Let me add this to the list too. That is a good breakdown. And Turkish women. Yeah. Let's get ready to let me change the music and let's get ready to get started, gentlemen. Oh, this is going to be fun tonight. This is going to be fun tonight. Let me remove this. Let's add this one to the stage.
If you're thinking about getting married, remember this.
Now, before we even get further, let me change the music and turn it down. Oh, y'all gonna have some fun with this one, man. This is crazy. Okay, right here, this young lady is a 42-year-old influencer in China. She's gone viral as a woman that has recorded her last few years of trying to find a husband in China. Let's get started.
Ladies, if you're thinking about getting married, remember this. Do it early. Don't wait too long. Before I turned 30, I wanted to find someone who was a wealthy heir, earning over $1 million a year, and I could
You see how she did that? I wanted somebody that was a wealthy heir earning over 1 million yen. Can somebody calculate that for us? If you guys don't mind, what is 1 million yen? If anybody can calculate that for us. 1 million yen per year. I think she said per year.
Ladies, if you're thinking about getting married, remember this, do it early. Don't wait too long. Before I turned 30, I wanted to find someone who was a wealthy heir, earning over 1 million a year, and I could actually date guys like that. After 30, I aimed for career professionals like myself, earning around 300,000 a year, and I could still find them. But after 32, I started looking for someone making at least 10,000 a month, who had a house with a down payment and could afford a wedding gift of 50,000. Even that became difficult. I couldn't find anyone.
So she started off when she hit 30, she wanted 1 million. You had to be an heir, meaning that you inherited land, property, and you were making 1 million a year. If you guys, when you get a chance, okay, so that's okay. Thank you. 140,000 a year. So she's expecting you to walk through the door. Does that not sound like the women in the West? You got to make at least 100K. She thought because she was making 300,000 a year that she deserved 100K, or she believed she deserved 140K. That's crazy. I know, Jordan, that's crazy. But then she lowered as she got older, and like I said, she's a YouTuber that has gone global because she recorded her journey of looking for a man. So now she's still out there in the streets in her 40s, and now she said, "Can I get a man that make 100,000 a year?" And she said, "Even that's getting hard."
This year, now at 34, I don't need a house,
34.
a car, or a wedding gift. I'm okay with skipping the wedding banquet and
You see how things have changed? In China, usually it's the down payment, the dowry, the wedding party. She wanted 100K. Usually in China, you got to be 1.7 meters, which is 5'10". If you're not at least like does that sound like the United States? You got to be a 6 feet, 6 figures. Now she backtracking. I'm gonna bring this back, man. I'm gonna stop interrupting.
Ladies, if you're thinking about getting married, remember this, do it early. Don't wait too long. Before I turned 30, I wanted to find someone who was a wealthy heir, earning over 1 million a year, and I could actually date guys like that. After 30, I aimed for career professionals like myself, earning around 300,000 a year, and I could still find them. But after 32, I started looking for someone making at least 10,000 a month, who had a house with a down payment and could afford a wedding gift of 50,000.
Now, remember, most women that get married in China have to give a wedding gift to the woman's family. And she's not saying 50,000 yen, bruh. She's saying $50,000. Y'all gonna see this in a second. 50,000 to her parents to marry her. This is her saying that she compromising.
Even that became difficult. I couldn't find anyone. This year,
you think?
Now at 34, I don't need a house, a car, or a wedding gift. I'm okay with
See, she done cut off the wedding gift. You ain't gotta have no house. You ain't gotta have no car. she years were going by. She done cut all that off.
with skipping the wedding banquet and not having any gold jewelry or even wedding photos. But I still can't find anyone. They think.
She said she don't need no wedding jewelry, no wedding reception. You don't gotta have no car. Come on, fellas. You ain't gotta have no house. You ain't gotta be 5'10" like they like them. You ain't gotta have the 50,000. Just show up to the party. Just show up to the party. Times are tight, man. We ain't even 2 minutes into the video yet.
Even if you have a car, a house, and a degree, you're already 34. Next year, you'll be 35, a high-risk age for pregnancy. They assume there might be fertility issues, so I feel like despite my great potential, I completely messed it up.
The anxiety of older single women in China has become increasingly visible on social media. Some people mock them for wanting children at 38, using phrases like, "the power's about to go out." Others compare women who have had abortions.
The power's about to go out. That's what they call women, like electricity. The power's about to go out. If you try to have a baby at 38, boy, these men, they some monsters.
Abortions to houses where someone died.
Remember I just said that if you had an abortion, they call you a house where somebody died.
These harsh comments reveal a cruel societal attitude, tying women's personal experiences to their perceived worth in marriage. In this hostile environment, many women are desperate to get married quickly, with some even openly offering to marry down or provide dowries on platforms like Douyin, Chinese version of TikTok. At the start of 2025, a popular influencer known as Athena shared her frustration as she turned another year older.
I would even pay a dowry of 50,000.
Some took it further.
I could even bring a man into my family, pay him a dowry, have kids who take my last name, and give him 8,000 a month to stay home.
She said she will give a dowry to his parents if he would take her last name. She would pay him 8,000 a month to stay home, take care of the family. That wall is undefeated, LJ. Undefeated.
Laundry, cook, and take care of the kids.
These extreme offers are seen as a last-ditch effort with little chance of success. Onlookers scoffed, saying, "See, it's hopeless. This is reality." This growing trend of pressuring women is clear in the public discourse. Women are being told to lower their expectations and stop being picky. At the same time, stories of foreign brides have been strategically promoted. These narratives feature women from abroad who, through travel or study, marry Chinese men. They are portrayed as ideal wives, rooted in small towns, uninterested in wealth, and willing to forego dowries or household registration benefits.
So what he's saying is, and we're going to get to this in depth, that there are women coming from other countries, whether it be as college students or whatever it may be, that are coming to China and realizing, like, listen, I ain't part of your tradition. You don't owe me no bride price. Hey, you ain't even got to live in the city. You could be a farm dude. These women are saying, we'll take you from the farms, Jed Clampets. Shout out to my man Big Cap. These women are saying they will take you from the farms. Dr. Umar ain't gonna be here. These snow bunnies, get scooped up for real. About a black man. Yep, seriously. Let's continue on.
These rare examples are amplified by media and used to lecture Chinese women. Look at them, then look at yourself. You deserve to be unhappy with such high demands. Adding to the absurdity, new standards are emerging online, such as the idea that only virgins deserve dowries and marriage exams that assign a GPA-like score.
Look at all this that you got to give to get married. All this needs to be given, including cash, for the average marriage.
These rules demand detailed reviews of a woman's reproductive history. How many pregnancies, births, or abortions? Women are being told their worth in marriage depends on meeting these harsh criteria. At the root of this pressure is an effort to suppress the women who demand high bride price and high incomes, forcing them to lower their demands and accept reality.
China's older single women are facing growing pressure. A wave of foreign women have entered China's matchmaking.
Look at them. Come on now. Look at them European girls coming through.
Scene. From Ukraine and Russia to Iran and Peru.
Come on now. Look at the European girls coming through the door. Shout out to my man 0 milligram. Hola, hola, eh. Yeah. Them European girls ain't got no problem coming over to China, scooping these dudes up. Watch this.
From Germany and Sweden to South Korea, the influx has created a highly competitive market. What worries many Chinese women even more is that these foreign women are not asking for cars, houses, or bride prices. Most of them are also Gen Z. One Russian woman was seen at a matchmaking corner in Hangzhou looking for a husband.
你觉得像我这样的男生可以吗？
Do you think a guy like me would be okay? Take a look at Lina from Russia. She's 1.7 meters tall.
So she's 5'10".
Weighs 55 kilograms and works
No, she's 5. Yeah, she's 5'10".
as an actress and model in Hangzhou. She speaks most of the Chinese language, along with Russian and English. Do Russian women expect a bride price when they get married?
No bride price, but the guy needs to be financially stable.
How much money do you think is enough?
I make my own money too, so as long as he can take me out for good meals, buy me gifts on my birthday, and we can travel together, that's enough.
Oh, 5'7". Thanks very much, Jay. 5'7". Okay, so the Asian women we're talking about, I need him to have $1 million. I need this a bride gift for $50,000. I'll have the dowry money, but I need him to take my last name. All this mess. The Russian girl, she ain't said no money number. She just said, as long as he got a decent job, if he could buy me a gift on my birthday, and we could travel every once in a while, I'm good. That's all she asked for. She said, I got a job. We could pay bills together, baby. We could pay bills together. You ain't got to pay them bills by yourself. She gonna end up with a man. Shout out to my man D-Wade. She gonna end up with a man. He said, yep, I seen Russian in the bunches over there. Thanks, D-Wade, for letting us know. He said it's 100% true. Even better, the ones I talked to had super fun and friendly personalities. One more for the Life Channel for real. This is the British white woman loves black guys. Yup. Seriously, here we go.
What if there's no house after marriage and you have to take out a mortgage together and pay it off over 20 or 30 years? Would that be okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Did you know?
Now, what did the Asian girl say, the Chinese girl say? She said, and most of these women say, on this video, you're gonna notice most of these women are saying you need to have a car, a house, pay for the wedding jewelry, and the bride price, which can go from $10,000 to up to $100,000. You're gonna see that in this video.
When it comes to love and dating, China has the toughest dating market in the world. And in most cases, a man needs to own a house, a car, an education, and even pay a price to the bride's family. And if you don't include the property, this amount can range from $20,000 all the way up to $100,000. And according to surveys, roughly 80% of the women from China require a man to own a house before getting married. And
did you hear that? 80% of the women in China require the men to already own a house. What did the Russian girl just say? Hey, if we got to take out a loan or mortgage for 20 years, I ain't got no problem with that, player. I ain't got no problem with that.
if you think owning a house is tough in the United States, it's even harder in China. For example, a house in the United States is roughly 6 times the median income. However, in China, a house is roughly 12 times your income. And this means that families often pool money together in order to make sure that their son owns a house. And so far, this has worked since 70% of millennials in China own their own property. And bride prices has even become a more contentious issue in China in recent years. And China's top courts had to clarify exactly when bride prices have to return when a marriage dissolves. And court documents show over 140,000 cases of disputes on the return of bride prices. And overall,
now, he said that if the divorce doesn't work, the bride price money has to be given back to the groom, right? Check it. He said there's over 100 plus cases, 100 plus thousand cases of disputes of the bride price money being given back. You're going to see in the video, check out what they do with the bride price money. Got to get the son married, right? The men need to present a bride price, right? Gotta have that 50,000, right? Where do you think the men are getting the 50,000 from? Their sisters. Where did their sister get $50,000 from when she got married to the other Chinese dude? The bride price money kind of rotates. A lot of times the sisters are being forced to get married to get bride price money to give it to their brother so he can get married. And it goes on and it goes on and goes on. So when a marriage is dissolved, everybody's looking around like, my man, like, listen, what's my 50,000? I gave it to my brother. I don't give a damn who you gave it to. Y'all need to have my paper. Get mine or be mine. Y'all better get mine or get naked. Oh, I'm having flashbacks of how dudes used to be talking to dudes in the prison on a Snickers bar. Dude been ate somebody's Snickers bar. Hey, who ate my Snickers bar? I did. Bruh, you owe me for that Snickers bar, dog. Huh? Bruh, you better get mine and get naked. Like, what? Y'all done told these dudes to get naked. I'd have had a flashback from prison, and the dude told another dude that over a Snickers bar, you better get mine and get naked. I'm like, man, you gonna do that man like that over a Snickers bar? Man, y'all's creepy, dude. Shout out to you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the Rumble page because we do got movies tomorrow, and make sure you guys subscribe to the Black Manosphere Conclave to be involved with that. So let's continue on with the video.
While there's no dating market out there that's tougher than the dating market of China, and this is especially true when there's in excess of over 30 to 50 million men compared to women, and this is especially tough for young men.
There's 30 to 50 million more men in China than women.
Men in rural areas who are not able to meet these requirements.
Do you know that in China, if you are like you guys who's successful and you break up with a girl, you gotta pay a breakup fee?
Shut up. What? Did y'all hear that? Let's bring that beat back. If you're in China, you break up with a girl, you gotta pay a breakup fee.
You guys who's successful and you break up with a girl, you gotta pay a breakup fee.
Shut up.
What? In China, there's no credit union. Nobody check your credit to be a normal man. You didn't pay for a breakup fee. You are a garbage. You can't get a loan. That's what's happening in China.
I like that.
A breakup fee is calculated based on the girl. For me, like I'm expired at 25, so if breakup is me, it's fine. Just dump me. But like, if somebody's under 25, went to the best school, skinny like a chopstick, pale, light skin, like light skin is considered pretty in China for some fucked up shitty standard. A small face with a tiny lip. I mean, pretty face by Chinese standard. You gotta pay her a lot of money.
So she said if you're 25, if a woman is under 25, she went to college, she's got the looks, and you break up with her, you gotta pay a breakup fee. I know, Don. Hey, Don, that's crazy. He said, so African Wolf said, he said, oh, so women have the advantage in China. Looks that way. And Jay says the bride price is for virgins only. And of course, many of the women claim and they got to get checked out to see if they're virgin girls. He said everyone else asked out. Okay, cool. Thank you for the clarity, brother. Thank you very much.
Friends in America, they're like, oh my God, I'm missing out. It's so awful. I wish my boyfriend gave me something. He didn't give me nothing. I'm like, Stacy, don't complain. He gave you herpes.
What's the most important quality in a man for you? Looks, height, income, education, or personality?
Hard work is the most important. He needs to have a positive and motivated attitude.
A German woman born in the 2000s, 1.76 meters tall, was also seeking a match. She owns 2 apartments, graduated from Guangdong University of Chinese Medicine, and is not asking for a bride price. An Iranian woman of Persian descent listed her requirements. No bride price, already owns a home and a car, knows how to cook, wants children, and works in foreign trade with a stable income.
Man, these women from other countries gonna be getting scooped up, man, in China.
Okay, so have you seen the news about the Chinese female PhD student demands 88,000 euros bride price from her Dutch boyfriend, and he calls the police? So my non-Chinese friend asked me, wait, In China, the groom's family pays the bride's family to marry her. And I was like, yep, it's called 彩礼. The groom's family gives 彩礼, like a gift money, to the bride's family, and sometimes it's a lot, like a house, a car, gold, cash. And no
A house, car, gold, cash, or gold or cash, or all of the above can be the bride price.
is not buying a wife. It's more like, thank you for raising such an amazing daughter. Here's a gesture to show that we
I can't just get a father a dap. Good looking out, Dad. Good looking out, man. Hey, you raised a good one, Dad. Dad, I see what you did, Dad. I see how you did that. I can't just get a father a dap. Why I gotta give a bride price? Why can't I just get a dad? You see how you did? I see your work, Dad. I see your work. Why we gotta go through all that?
are serious. Actually, nowadays, in a lot of families, that 彩礼 money doesn't just stay with the parents. It often goes straight to the couple to help them start their new life together. Pretty sweet, right? Then there's also 嫁妆, the dowry from the bride's family to the groom's. It could be furniture, appliance, or red envelopes, so money. Basically saying, we are here to support this marriage too. Oh, and let's not forget, in most cases, it's the groom's family who buys the house and sometimes even the car. So yeah, being the groom in China, kind of expensive.
So my family gotta buy a house, a car, and give up 50,000?
There are families who just keep the 彩礼 or 嫁妆 and barely return anything. Meanwhile, others return everything and say, it's not about the money, we just want you to be happy. At the end of the day, it's about two families coming together, showing love and support for the new couple. It's tradition, it's symbolic, and it's evolving with the times. But I wouldn't recommend you to do so outside China in case you ended up in jail. Have you ever heard of these customs before? Would you do 彩礼 or 嫁妆 in your wedding? Let me know in the comments.
In China, when a couple gets engaged, it is customary for the groom to present betrothal gifts to the bride's family. These gifts serve as a symbol.
So you gotta even pay when you get engaged?
Symbol of the groom's commitment and ability to provide for his future wife and family. The expected value of these gifts varies by region, with some areas having significantly higher gift expectations than others. While betrothal gifts often include a mix of cash, real estate, jewelry, and other valuable items, cash is considered an essential component. Here's a ranking of the cash amount expected to be gifted across major.
Okay, let's take a look. The average gift of cash in the provinces. In Shanghai, it's 37,500. Fujian is 37. And then we go on down to 30. So this was expected. This is expected of you dudes, man. Right out the gate, this is what's expected of you. So take a gander. Take your gander if you want to go to China and get married. You better be coming with some paper. She all about that paper. Paper. She want that, she sign that paper. He said, I've seen Chinese men with European women. However, I never asked any questions. Just thought they liked different. Now we understand why they're together. Now we understand. He said, nope, I'll pass. 37,000. You're talking about a nice little car.
and typical provinces and cities in China. Please note that these figures are approximate and serve as a general guide for middle-class families in each region. Actual betrothal gift amounts may vary depending on individual circumstances and family preferences. Wealthy families may choose to give way more extravagant betrothal gifts. The pressure to meet these gift expectations can be substantial, and there have been cases of couples breaking up due to disagreements or inability to meet the desired betrothal gift requirements.
What? $10,000? It's so expensive to marry a girl in China. In some area, the bride price could over $10,000. In traditional way, men's family should give the bride price to the girls. There's a says, a married daughter is like a spelled water. In ancient China, girls who get married, they will live with her husband's family, take care of the parents-in-law and other relatives for whole lives, not usually go back to their own family anymore. It's like daughter's parents lose their kids after she get married. Also, the bride price goes toward the girl's parents, but not the girl. Girl's parents will give the dowry, but usually it will not as much as the bride price. Nowadays, the dowry and bride price will goes toward the couples. It's like a support to their new life. More interesting is, girl's parents don't want the man's family look down on their daughter, so they will give the same amount of dowry as the bride price.
Guys, let's talk about the ultimate Chinese relationship test, the bride price. It's like a minefield where love, tradition, and your bank account collide. And trust me, even Confucius would need a calculator for this. Last month, my buddy tried to propose. His girlfriend's dad said, "Son, love is free, but my daughter costs 18万八, and now he's working overtime delivering food." And yeah, he's a doctor. In China, bride price ranges.
His boy is a doctor. He went to the father of the girl and said, "Love is free." He said, "Yes, love is free, son, but my daughter costs." Now the doctor is working overtime and got a side job just so he can make the money for the bride price. Man, and I'm a doctor?
From symbolic 1 yuan to a house plus a car. So for my bros out there, it really depends on who you marry.
For 10,000, I could fly to the Philippines, meet Ronan. Come on now. I could fly from China to the Philippines, meet Ronan, have his people introduce me to somebody special, get to know that somebody special, and make it back with my new bride from the Philippines and still have 6,000 or 7,000 left. Ain't no way in here.
Oh, ladies, you can't just show up empty-handed. The traditional dowry includes a gold necklace to match your future mother-in-law's expectations, furniture, because nothing says romance more than an IKEA assembly date, and the ultimate flex, a household appliance, microwave included, but love, not guaranteed. Babe, let's split the wedding cost 50-50.
Sure, you pay 50% of the bride price, and I'll pay 50% of my existence.
So is bride price a love token or financial blackmail? Drop your thoughts down below. Oh, if your in-law asks you for 666,666, run.
Given her profile, it is no surprise that many parents have taken an interest. In a random street interview in Shenzhen, several Russian women said they hope to find a Chinese.
Come on now. We ain't talking about no ugly chicks coming through. We ain't talking about no ugly Russian chicks coming through. They coming through.
Husband and settle in China.
Chinese guys are super sexy. Chinese guys have a strong.
Now this is the chick I was telling you from Mexico. She's saying the Chinese guys are super sexy. She said she's a student from Mexico. She said, "I want to live here. I like the guys here. I like the atmosphere here in China." So when she comes back from Mexico and decides to live in China, she gonna scoop up one of them dudes.
Bodies. Mexican have bellies. I've been here 4 days.
How do you like it?
I love this city. I really want to live here with you.
Where do you like Shanghai the most?
I love the culture. I love the people.
They describe Chinese men as good-looking but a bit shy. Most notably, they all emphasize that they do not require a bride price. For many older unmarried women in China who once believed they had strong prospects, These developments have come as a shock.
太可怕了！外国女人正在组队抢中
This
国
is
男人。
terrifying. Foreign
She said this is terrifying.
women are teaming up to win over Chinese men. Do you know what their requirements are? No house, no car, no bride price. They're willing to work hard alongside their husband, have children, and take care of household chores. They can even keep working to help support the family after marriage. With standards like these, how are Chinese women supposed to compete?
我根本没有想到我会嫁不出去。
I never thought I wouldn't get married, but the truth is, I'm already 42 and I really can't find a husband. I didn't expect it to be this hard at 42, but the reality is, my social circle and my age make it really difficult. I also didn't expect that men don't want to date older single women, and I didn't expect that older single men themselves are not that great. They just look down on older single women. This vlogger said it's almost impossible for her to find a marriage partner. In the following conversation between a man and a woman, you can see how hard it is for single women in China to find someone.
Let's be straightforward. What are your conditions?
I'm 38 years old. I have a house and a car, and my monthly salary is around 5,000 yuan. What about you?
那你呢？
I don't have anything.
You don't have
My man said I ain't got nothing. Watch this.
anything, and you still want to come to a matchmaking event with me?
Yes, exactly. Because I don't have anything. I came to find you. If I had everything, why would I come looking for you? You must be joking.
Damn. Check it. My man said, let me bring that beat back. My man said, listen, if I had money, there is no way I would be looking for a 38-year-old woman. He said, I came here because I'm broke and I was looking for you and women like you. You 38, you can't get no man. Hey, I'm broke. I ain't got no place to stay. What we gonna do? He just straight hit her upside the head with it. What we gonna do? You came to a matchmaking event? Yeah, because we match. Don't nobody want you and don't nobody want me. So what we gonna do? Yeah, he straight G-checked her, man. Let's watch that one again. Shout out to my man David. Let's bring that one back. My man straight put her in check. I'm like, damn. Is that what we doing?
Let's be straightforward. What are your conditions?
I'm 38 years old. I have a house and a car, and my monthly salary is around 5,000 yuan. What about you?
那你呢？
I don't have anything.
You don't have anything, and you still want to come to a matchmaking event with me?
Yes, exactly. Because I don't have anything. I came to find you. If I had everything, why would I come looking for you? You must be joking.
那你觉得？
So why do you think I would be interested in you?
What kind of person are you looking for?
I want someone at least 175 centimeters tall, with a bachelor's degree or higher, a house, a car, and a stable job.
How old are you?
38.
You're 38? Given your conditions, do you think men would choose you? Think about it.
Why wouldn't they choose me?
Listen, everyone. Height of 175 centimeters, has a house and a car, bachelor's degree or higher? Why would they choose a 38-year-old over a 25-year-old? Why pick you?
Damn. These boys in China ain't playing. These boys in China ain't. Hey, I thought, hey, man, listen, I'm gonna be straight up. If these sisters in the States saw how nice, they would think that we was nice guys. They would think the comments that we make about older women in the West, they would consider us nice guys. Because these dudes in China ain't got no cut. These dudes, my man say, I ain't got nothing. If I had something, why would I be with you? Wait a minute. A bachelor's degree, he own a house and a car. My name is Elmer J. Fudd. I'm a millionaire. Why would he would be with you at 38 over a 25-year-old? Kevin Samuel still lives, gentlemen. Kevin Samuel still lives. He's over there in China spreading the word. Kevin Samuel's in China right now spreading the word, man. Shout out to my man David Dice. Dave says this. He said, Andre, pop question or pop quiz. What do Chinese women have in common with Western female? No suitors. That is serious. Every other country falling in love, happy and everything. But the Eastern women and the Western women, shot. I say shot. Shout out to my man Aiken in the building. Shout out to you and my man. Totally awesome being here. Appreciate you being here. Glad to see you. Poor man is always in the building.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Don't play with us, Detroit boys. You know how we do. You know how we get. My man George said this. He said, I would say American women have one thing over them. They fine and thick. That I can say that. If you had to compare the two countries, yeah, I would have to say that American women for recreational use. I like how you put that. The original man is in the building laughing. My man, you came straight savagery. With the straight savagery. You know what my favorite part? I'm gonna show that again. My favorite part was, man, when he paused, she said, what do you have? He looked down. I ain't got nothing. She was like, you're at a dating event? Yeah. You look just as stupid being here as I do. Don't nobody want you and don't nobody want me. You look just as stupid being here as I do. Shout out to my man Necro. Necro said, gentlemen, make sure that you hit that like button. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Make sure you got 89 in the building. Hit that like button. I'm about to show that again. He said, Dre, you haven't seen the premarital checkup requirements video? No, I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that one yet. Because I'll pull up another video for us. I ain't got no problem with that because I know what YouTube channels that they come from. Shout out to Hannibal being, yeah, he's straight brutal with it. Brutal. Call women over 28 leftover. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you weren't here earlier. They call the women that have had an abortion a house where a murder took place, or a house where a death took place, a funeral home. Women that had an abortion are funeral homes. He said, us men are survivors. We don't care about nothing. This is a fact. He said, we just want peace. Peace. He said, Chinese Pookie swallows. You wild for that one. You wild for that one. African was the Chinese Pookies. I didn't even think about that one. He said, modern women play too much. Yep. When it comes to cash, houses, cars, shoes, clothes, all this stuff. Jay says this. He said, came at her uncut, 100% pure. Yep, 100% pure, not stepped on. He said, we need to bring back shame. Oh, for the average black woman in America. Yes, sir. You know I'm gonna play that one again. That one got to be played again, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you. My man came with it on that one. Oh man, that was funny. Let's see. That's a lot of y'all giving comments, man. Let's bring that one back because that one was brutal. That was brutal. Let's go back here. Let's bring that beat back. That was classic right there.
Between a man and a woman, you can see how hard it is for single women in China to find someone.
Let's be straightforward. What are your conditions?
I'm 38 years old. I have a house and a car, and my monthly salary is around 5,000 yuan. What about you?
I don't have anything.
You don't have anything, and you still want to come to a matchmaking event with me?
Yes, exactly. Because I don't have anything. I came to find you. If I had everything, why would I come looking for you? You must be joking.
So why do you think I would be interested in you?
What kind of person are you looking for?
I want someone at least 175 centimeters tall, with a bachelor's degree or higher, a house, a car, and a stable job.
How old are you?
38.
You're 38? Given your conditions, do you think men would choose you? Think about it.
Why wouldn't they choose me?
Listen, everyone. Height of 175 centimeters, has a house and a car, bachelor's degree or higher? Why would they choose a 38-year-old over a 25-year-old? Why pick you?
Both men and women want a good partner when looking to marry. but the current fact is that there are many older single women in China.
This woman, who holds a master's degree from the West, shared her concerns. An older single woman shared her concerns.
I'm really scared that these foreign women are coming to China to take our men. I'm already 26 and I want to find someone and get married as soon as possible. I've noticed that so many foreign women are coming here and competing with us for Chinese men, and they are already settling down. Some of them have had 3.
They are not competing. Look at these European women getting off the boat. You are no competition. Talking about we are competing with them.
3 or 4 kids with Chinese husbands, and they didn't ask for a bride price or a house. I really don't understand what they're after.
A 35-year-old woman shared that she had previously turned.
I really don't understand I can't believe it. If it's not involving money, I don't understand what they're after. What does that sound like? Who does that sound like? Women in the West, when they see us go to other countries and marry and get relationships and have girlfriends and things like that, have solidified relationships, they can't understand the fact that women in other countries aren't chasing down every single dollar from us like the women in the West do. They can't fathom the thoughts. Just like these Asian women are like, wait a minute, they don't want no down payments. They already having 2 or 3 kids with these men. And they don't need a house. They don't need this man to have a car. I don't understand I don't understand it. It's all about the money for these ladies. And they don't get that every woman around the world is not looking at everything like it's all about the money. Money is good. Money is needed. But goodness gracious. Let's bring that beat back a little bit. Come on through, Snow Bunnies. Come on.
Fact is that there are many older single women in China.
This woman, who holds a master's degree from the West, shared her concerns. An older single woman shared her concerns.
I'm really scared that these foreign women are coming to China to take our men. I'm already 26 and I want to find someone and get married as soon as possible. I've noticed that so many foreign women are coming here and competing with us for Chinese men, and they are already settling down. Some of them have had 3 or 4 kids with Chinese husbands, and they didn't ask for a bride price or a house. I really don't understand what they're after.
A 35-year-old woman shared that she had previously turned down many eligible men because they could not meet her expectations of a 300,000 yuan bride price and a 20,000 yuan monthly salary. Now, she regrets it, realizing how competitive the matchmaking market has become. She admitted that the situation is overwhelming. Many people are curious, what exactly is attracting foreign women to Chinese men? One commentator explained that some Western women see Western men as too carefree and South Korean and Japanese men as overly traditional. In contrast, Chinese men are seen as hardworking, caring, and family-oriented, making them ideal husbands. With this shift, Chinese men are now in high demand, and the era of them having to chase after women may be coming to an end. Many women, when young, don't lack admirers, but when they are dating, they keep draining the man's patience. Eventually, all the men who are willing to truly commit leave. They're not left behind. They actively filter out all the men who could accept them.
This male vlogger thinks that age is not the main issue. There are 4 main reasons. First, when women start dating, they always talk about emotional value. They test men by acting difficult, giving cold shoulders, blocking, or threatening to break up just to see if he loves her enough.
See what I'm saying? Absolutely hackable. Winter is here. Playing the mind games. Does that all sound like from the West? Playing those mind games. Instead of being honest with these dudes, they want to play the mind games and see if he really into her. Yep. Test. Seriously. Practice. Practice? We talking about practice? Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. All natural. Snow bunny heaven.
Men can tolerate some unreasonable behavior, but that makes for a very unstable relationship. Second, many women claim to be independent, but are actually financial parasites. They say they want independence, but spend all their salary and even go into debt, while expecting men to pay for everything.
That sounds familiar, doesn't it? When the women in the West are always talking about they want to be with us to keep up their lifestyle, but then we find out that they got college debt they still owe back from the Biden administration when Biden put rent on hold, and now all those ladies still owe that year and a half of rent that they didn't have to pay. See, some of y'all keep forgetting about that. When Biden put that freeze on rent, and all those women for months and months and months and months and months for almost a year didn't have to pay rent, and now they had to go to court. And landlords are saying, I need my money. This was like in 2021, late 2021, 2022. So they got the college debt, they got the debt on their credit because of the rent back, like months of back rent. And then at the end of the day, they want to floss, but they broke. They broke. But then they want you to come in and swoop in as super simp. Super simp, here I am to save the day. Super simp to spend your proceeds to get them out of the debt. That's exactly what's happening in the West. I mean, in the East and in the West. Broke females trying to pretend like they got something and they don't. Sad, sad, sad. Yeah, people weren't paying rent. Remember that? Come on, you guys. Remember Biden put that freeze on rent for like a year with nobody paying their rent like they were supposed to. Come on, guys. Don't act like y'all forgot about that one. The women in the States went broke because they were spending their money and not paying their rent. He said there is no debt-free women in Canada. He said it'd be like winning the lottery if you find one. Wow. Yeah, I didn't forget about that, African Wolf. I didn't forget about that, African Wolf. Shout out to you, Hannibal. Yeah, them sisters went in the debt. Yep, I remember when Biden and them opened up the courts and let the courts start, landlords starting to go back to court to get that money, because some people were like, dude, we talking about some people were like 50, 60,000 behind in rent because they weren't paying it at all. Them sisters just taking that money and party with it. He said, no joke, the landlord's telling these ladies, run me my money or get naked. Yeah, get mine and get naked. It's for real. I'm in a bind, Nate. Nate, I'm in a bind. I'm in a bind, Nate. Shout out to Choo Choo in the building. Choo Choo, you said something the other day, man. You had a question or something in the comment, and I didn't get a chance to get to it, bro. I forget what it was. It was yesterday, man. If you can remember your comment from yesterday, let me know. I think it was a question or a statement that you made. And I didn't get it. It was like one of the last ones, and I didn't get a chance to get to it before the show ended. My man for Profit is in the building. He says, remember what Biden did, that spot on Dre. Yep. A lot of guys remember the women got college debt, but I didn't forget that they ass owe back rent too. And they want you to pay for it. Why they talking about some Birkin bags? Please. He said men value men value family over vanity versus women value vanity over family. True, especially in the West and as we're seeing in the East. E Breezy is in the building as well, gentlemen. Shout out to E Breezy. E Breezy says this. He said there was a female landlord with 15 properties, and because of the rent freeze, she sold all the properties. She probably had to. And my man Wade says this. He said, men are looking for women that value for family only. Yes, we are Scandinavian or Scarvian. For we are scavenging. For we are scavengers. Yep. For Prophet says salute to Dave. Shout out to you. He said it was the name of the song. That's what it was. I'll try to get that song for you, the name of the song in the next couple of days. I get it from Epidemic Sounds. So I got a membership with Epidemic Sounds, and I get all my music from them. So any music that you hear on any of our channels is by way of Epidemic Sounds. I've been with them for maybe like 5-6 years. Yeah, right. Seriously. You guys mentioned that. AKA the leftovers. Say westernized women in China, and Chinese women are about to be best friends. Misery love. That's a good way of putting it, Tori. Misery loves company. Misery loves company. Let's get back to the video, gentlemen.
They define independence as your money is my money, but my money is still my money. Men want to avoid that.
That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Your money is my money, and my money is my money. Look at how she's talking to
kind of double standard. Third, women change the meaning of what they want. They say they want attitude, not money. But if a man really doesn't have a house or car, these women run away faster than anyone. This fake talk just makes men feel tricked. Fourth, women have unrealistic standards but blame all men for not being good enough. For example, they earn 5,000 yuan a month but want men who make $1 million a year. They have bad tempers but expect men to be endlessly tolerant. They never reflect on themselves and think that good men are blind. This wrong thinking only makes them stay single longer and longer. Men don't dislike these women because of their age. Age can be forgiven, but no one wants to deal with a toxic personality.
Oh, let that sink in. Then here come the let that sink in. Nobody wants to deal with a toxic personality. And here come the European girl walking up to you with a smile. And you know that they don't smile in Asia like that. So now you got these European women just walking a happy ass around with bright teeth, smiling, tall, blonde, brunettes, redheads, slender. Man.
One Ukrainian woman, Yulia, was fortunate to find a Chinese husband who is deeply devoted to his family. Born into a wealthy household, she married a man from Inner Mongolia who is 9 years older than her.
Now, she already had money. Born into a wealthy household, she married a man from Mongolia.
She did not ask for a bride price and even contributed 50,000 Ukrainian hryvnias as part of her dowry. After marriage, her husband treated her with great care, and they soon had a baby. However, when the war in Ukraine broke out, Yulia's grandparents' city was hit by airstrikes. Worried for their safety, her husband urged her to convince them to move to China, assuring her that he would cover their expenses and take care of them in their old age. After much persuasion, the grandparents agreed to relocate. Once in China, the grandson-in-law not only bought them a home, but also provided them with attentive care, treating them like his own family.
Come on now. When a man got the right woman, he ain't got no problem with doing the right thing with his money. A lot of times these people think that we going over to these other countries, we don't know how to act right with our money. We know how to act right with our money. We just don't want to spend our money on the women in the West and the women that's in the deep East. That's the problem. That's the problem. You better get you one of the women in the Southeast, like Cambodia, Philippines, Thailand, that area, Vietnam, Korea. But China, I ain't mad at them. Mom and grandma and granddad house got bombed. Come on down here. Y'all house got, we family now. You got grandkids, that great grandkids. Come on down. See how he did that? No stress. We looked at the other dudes that live in China with their wives. We just saw them dudes stress the hell out. But the dude that got a European wife, stress-free life. I ain't mad at you.
Overwhelmed with gratitude, Yulia's grandfather often teared up and told him, "I think Yulia is really lucky to have married him." A few months before, a young man from Shanxi married 20-year-old Russian bride Solomonka Olga. His family treated her with warmth and kindness, and their
beauty, I ain't mad at you.
Married life has been filled with happiness. Another Russian woman who moved to a rural village in Guangxi has embraced a peaceful countryside life.
Come pick some sweet potatoes. The tangerines I'm eating were picked fresh. What
Hello, mama. You know I like them with the glasses on.
about you? They're great. There's no way I can finish them all. I'm full now. I'll help you pick some.
There's also Minas, an Italian woman praised as a most down-to-earth foreign woman. Minas hails from a wealthy family in northern Italy and grew up in a life of comfort.
And she got a body. She grew up from a wealthy family in northern Italy. Let that sink in. She grew up in a wealthy family in northern Italy and decided to come to China, not marry the rich dude that reminds her of her family in Italy. Not marry the businessman, not marry somebody in the city. She went on ahead and found her a farm boy, a country boy.
At 20, she came to China to study and met Kanong, a man from Guangxi. Born into a poor rural family, Kanong worked hard to become a photographer. Minas was moved by his kindness, sincerity, and eventually married him, settling in his rural hometown.
Right,
Initially,
Jerome.
many doubted their relationship, believing that Minas, with her beauty, would not permanently settle with a rural man. Moreover, even if they loved each other, they feared she would be overwhelmed by the challenges of rural poverty. Contrary to expectations, Minas quickly adapted to and embraced rural life. She mastered various skills, including planting rice, fishing, harvesting fruit, and even driving a tractor. Her kindness shone as she cooked Chinese dishes and shared them with the village elders, endearing herself to the entire community. Today, the couple has 2 beautiful children, and Kanong has attracted millions of fans by sharing their happy rural life online. Some people...
So now they're a couple that's viral. My man, the farm boy, got him a rich girl. See what I'm talking about, man? All those women that are already in his country could have went on ahead and did the same thing, but they thought they were too good for the country boy. And then when the girl came, that white woman from Europe with those looks, and she come from a family that's got money, she won't be able to make it as a farm girl. And they happy to the motherfucker, they done went viral.
People have questioned Mina's decision, suggesting that she should move to a big city to pursue a more exciting life. In response, Mina stated that she is genuinely happy in the village. She loves the beautiful landscapes, the warm community, and most
Nina out there
beautiful children.
She out there working hard, guys. She out there
Kanong has attracted millions of fans by sharing their happy rural life online. Some people have questioned Mina's decision, suggesting that she should move to a big city to pursue a more exciting life. In response, Mina stated that she is genuinely happy in the village. She loves...
Man, listen. You can't get these chicks in the United States to sweat in the gym. You can't get them a gym membership that they can't pay, they don't need to pay for. She rich. Her husband said, listen, I ain't trying to be in the city. If you're gonna be with me, I don't care how much money you got. I'm the man of this house. We gonna be farm folk. Nina keeping that body right. Is she not doing the work? Nina don't need no gym membership. She out there doing everything that need to be done to keep that body tight. She out there sweating on a daily. And she happy as can be. Sometimes you got to realize your woman will meet you where you are and be happy as can be. That's why we kept trying to say to us sometimes that we always think that it always takes a lot of money to get you a good woman. He said, amazing how a good woman will supercharge a man to a financial superhero to be able to support everyone, to support everybody, all with a smile on our face. Absolutely correct. That is so true. You see how he was smiling, how the husband was smiling? You didn't see the people, the women and the men in the city smiling, did you? Wasn't none of them smiling. But you see Nina and her husband, they smiling on their videos. Shout out to Nina. I ain't mad at you.
The beautiful landscapes, the warm community, and most importantly, the love and care from her husband. She described her life as peaceful and fulfilling. Different people have different aspirations.
Come on, Nina. They ain't ready for you, girl. That's why she going viral. And guess what's going to happen? They're going to keep having more Russian women coming down to China looking for a man like Nina's. You think she going to be the only farm girl? We just looked at 3 Russian farm girls. Nina was the 3rd one we just looked at. My man Hannibal said, he said this. He said, it's better. He said, better to dwell in, quoting scriptures. It is better to dwell in the corner of a housetop than in a house with a contentious, nagging woman. Proverbs 21:9. For all you guys that want your Bible study for the evening, there we go. Shout out to my brother with the $20 love. And shout out to Nina.
Some prioritize material wealth.
Come on now. What they not smile? Bring that smile back. Bring that damn smile back. Bring that smile back.
As peaceful and fulfilling. Different people have different aspirations. Some prioritize.
Man, Nina live in a little house on the prairie. She live in a little, shout out to the little house on the prairie for Nina. Nina was born Amish. She was Amish in her former life. She was a nun in her former life. Shout out to Nina. Look at my man. Look, come on now. When a man smiles, God smiles back. I'll say that again. When a man smiles, God smiles back. You ain't seen none of them other dudes in the city smiling, did you? Nope. What about the women in the city? Nope, when none of them smiling. Country boy with his woman going viral, smiling. Happy as fuck. That's me and Andre right there, smiling our ass off. My mom, I kid you not, one of my closest friends said, she said, Andre, she said, I'll be telling my friends about you. She said, this Negro was in the States, ain't never smiled. Boy, went to Colombia, you can't keep him from smiling with his woman. The right woman will keep a smile on your face. He said, man, I'm happy for our Chinese brothers. For real, seriously. He said it's a win for the guys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Men stand up. He said even the brother who was ass out and broke and down came up with a baddie. He ain't had no money, just a farm boy came up with a baddie. He said, yeah, man, China needs to do better. He said, I don't know why they're copying the U.S. I don't know why. Because you know why people copy the U.S.? Me and Andre talk about this today. We talk about it all the time. Because we only market a certain version of the U.S. and people think that the version that we see or that they've seen for years is the U.S. Me and Andre was talking about this today. Do you know that there are countries that really think that every black man live like Uncle Phil in Heathcliff? James Evans don't go viral in other countries. They don't show good times in other countries, do they? They don't show That's My Mama in other countries, do they? What do they show? The Huxtables. What do they show in other countries? Family Matters. What? Fresh Prince. So they assume that all the black men living like this, right? All the telenovelas, where are they made? LA, Miami. So now all these Latin people think that America must look like that portion of LA and that portion of Miami. I was telling Andre today, I said, if you ever been to Miami, I ain't talking about South Beach or Miami Beach. I'm talking about the real Miami with them little ass houses. You would never say, I want to move there. Miami is not as, come on, Liberty City. Come on, Liberty City. Overtown. Listen, Miami is a city, dude. If you have never been to Miami, bruh, you think you got to watch your back in Colombia, Brazil, Miami? I ain't talking about that beach, South Beach. Dude, I've been on Collins Avenue 100 times, Ocean Drive 100 times. I'm not talking about South Beach. I'm not talking about all up and down the coast. I'm talking about when you cross that bridge, past the airport, in the real Miami. Little Haiti, anyone? Little Cuba, anyone? But they sell these images to these other countries. And so these women, all they hear is Birkin bag and Fendi bag, and look at Americans in LA. So I gotta have all that to be like the white man and the white woman in the West, because they ain't trying to be like us, and they trying to be like the Spanish people. We all know we ain't crazy. They want to be like the white people in the West, right? But they fail to realize that behavior of materialism comes with a price. It comes with a price, and you ain't gonna get no man. Just like women in the West. That's why only 25% of all sisters will ever see marriage in a lifetime. That's why divorce among whites and others is at an all-time high, because of the behavior of the West. But they don't tell the women, they don't warn the women out east about, you don't want to be like American women, because American women at the end they lose. That's the sad part. That's the sad part. Yeah, if you ever, come on now. If you ever been in Liberty City, you just drove through. You didn't stop in Liberty City. Believe you me. Shoot. He said, FEMA sent me the Liberty City working after the hurricane. He said, no bueno. No bueno. That's serious, man. Shout out to my man Kofa in the building. Make sure you drop your channel, Kofa. Welcome, brother. Welcome. Let's get back to the video. Y'all don't want to hear my mouth. Let's get back to the video.
Material wealth, while others seek emotional fulfillment. Minas clearly falls into the latter category, a mindset that may be difficult for those focused on bride prices, houses, and cars to understand. Somewhere along the way, Chinese men have gone from being overlooked to being highly sought after. Even when traveling or working abroad, they often attract the attention of foreign women who approach them directly. One such case involved a Chinese businessman in Russia. During a business meeting, a Russian lawyer unexpectedly introduced her daughter, a second-year university student, and suggested that she marry him and move to China. The businessman remarked, his daughter is absolutely beautiful, almost 20 years younger than me. At first, I thought the lawyer was joking, but after getting a translator to confirm, I realized it was true. I was completely shocked. A Ukrainian woman named Vero met a Chinese man online. The two had a strong connection, and eventually she traveled across thousands of miles to China to meet him in person. The topic of international marriages and welcoming foreign brides has sparked widespread debate. Online discussions have split into different camps, with heated arguments on both sides. Some Chinese women have criticized the trend, claiming that these foreign brides are disrupting the local marriage market.
The white girls tell me they are like sick of Chinese guys. And then they ask me like, why you married to a Chinese guy? And I say I met him overseas. And then they are like, oh, okay, that explains everything. Yeah, because if Chinese people grow up in China, they can be like very cocoon-like. So they have no idea what it's like in other countries. You want to kind of, because if you're from different cultures, you want to have someone who's open-minded about other cultures and knows more about other cultures, not just his own country. I don't think I will be able to date just like a random Chinese guy that lives here in China, in Shenzhen. Yeah, that's right now I'm generalizing. So the regular Chinese guys who have never been in another country or overseas, or maybe just one trip to Thailand and that's it. They don't know like Western society very well. So there will be a lot of communication problems, not just about language. There will be a lot of communication problems.
Hi, I just got home from work and I saw this comment and I thought it might be a fun time to talk about love laugh in China. Yeah, the Chinese men really are very interested in foreign women. I will very commonly be like chased down, like more so like in America it does happen, but like here I will get like chased down and they'll be like Wishin, which is WeChat. Be my friend, be friends. I've literally had them with like a translating app type out, will you be my friend, and follow me down the road playing it. Like, these men do be thirsty.
The guys are expected to pay, pretty much.
It's normal for guys to pay in China, I think. I met a Korean guy before. Yeah. When we went to a theme park, buying tickets by card can have a discount, something like that. He just said, I will buy the tickets first and then you can give me the cash later. I was shocked that time.
So it's like it's a bit of a turn off.
It's a shocked culture.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Korean people dating like this? Because it's never happened this. If you meet
Korean people go 50-50. She ain't used to that.
a Chinese guy.
Yeah, I hear that's what's happening. They have to split everything. Apparently it's a thing. So guys are like, oh, I have to go 50%, I have to go 50%. So I was wondering if the same thing is happening in China too. So
No, we don't do that. So I told this to my mom, and my mom said, break up with him immediately. Like that.
Dating culture in China is so interesting. Each of these pieces of paper are a dating profile. Pink is for girls and blue is for boys. Anyone is free to come to these parks and read all the profiles and can contact them if they're interested. And if you come alone, you might get approached by someone's mom or dad looking to find a match for their kid. Seriously, these adults will sit in the park and scope you out. There are strangers interviewing each other and handing out resumes. This is like a career fair for dating. The profiles include information like your age, your job, how much money you make, if you've ever been divorced or widowed, if you own a house, a car, anything you want to flex, and there's space to provide what you're looking for. We saw profiles with ages ranging from their 20s to their 60s. We also noted there are a lot more pink than blue profiles. Each profile had a seal of authenticity, which was so funny. There was also this guy just straight up handing people resumes. You'd walk up to him, tell him what you're looking for, and then he'd just give you a profile. It was like real-time matchmaking. All of the parents were surrounding this guy. This was definitely a culture shock for us. It's not just a gimmick though. My boyfriend's cousin said it really does work for some people. Would you contact anyone if you saw their profile from here? And would you be brave enough to put up a profile for yourself?
China does discriminate against the divorced people in the dating market. Well, I want to share my personal experience using Chinese dating apps before. Most of these apps don't show your marital status up front on your profile, but when you're about to swipe right, a pop-up appears saying, okay, this person is divorced or this person has kids. If you're okay with it, then you can continue. Basically, if you're single, you're here. If you're divorced, you're here. If you're divorced with kids, I'm sorry, you're down here.
Some have even taken an extreme stance, equating international marriages to human trafficking. However, many men support the trend. Some have pointed out that the foreign wives, especially those from Southeast Asia, are hardworking and have fewer demands, making them well suited for a stable family life. This is particularly true for young men in rural areas, where the financial burden of bride prices, housing, and cars can be overwhelming. For them, marriage often means depleting their family's entire savings, making foreign marriages a practical alternative. Despite the ongoing debate, the trend of Chinese men marrying foreign wives continues to grow. In Guangxi and Yunnan, a large number of single men have married women from Vietnam, Cambodia, and Myanmar.
There we go.
A Chinese man shared his experience.
讨老我媳妇的好处。
Only those who have married a Lao wife truly understands the benefits. This is my wife. She cooks 6 dishes for me every day, and I've gained over 10 pounds because of her cooking. Lao women are just like any other women. They have their own thoughts and emotions. If you treat them well, they'll be kind and caring in return. It's all about mutual respect. Many people have pointed out that China's severe gender imbalance, with 32.4 million more men than women, will inevitably put pressure on the marriage market. Marriages with Southeast Asian women may help reduce the number of unmarried men and even contribute to an increase in birth rates. According to China's Ministry of Civil Affairs, in 2020, 10,054 Chinese men married foreign women, while only 7,137 Chinese women married foreign men. The percentage of Chinese men marrying foreign wives has now reached nearly 60%. In Guangxi, the number is even more striking. 92% of international marriages there involve Chinese men marrying foreign women. A popular saying in Guangxi reflects this trend. If you can't find a wife, a Vietnamese bride is the solution. No bride price, no need for a house.
So you notice it ain't that many dudes flying to China, among the guys. If you notice, there's not that many foreign guys flying to China to get a wife. But there are women flying to China to get a husband.
And they're good at both housework and socializing. This is largely due to economic differences. The average monthly salary for a Vietnamese man is about 2,200 yuan, meaning that a Chinese man earning 5,000 yuan a month is seen as a great catch in Southeast Asia. However, in China's domestic dating market, that income level provides little advantage. A young Vietnamese woman from a rural area was asked how much bride price is typically required to marry a Vietnamese bride. She responded,
In Vietnam, a groom only needs to offer a cow, like the one behind me. It can sell for about 8,000 yuan. Some families even accept half a cow. But for a Chinese groom, the bride price is usually 10,000 to 20,000 yuan. That shouldn't be too high for Chinese men, right? Honestly, if someone truly loves me, I wouldn't even need the money.
In China's dating market, some women have set exceptionally high standards. Men earning less than 200,000 yuan per year are often overlooked, as they are seen as having no competitive advantage.
You see where that's going? All this sounds so familiar. There are a group of men that don't fit into the delusional group around the world. There's a bunch of us that don't fit into the delusional stereotype that women in the West have. But yet, notice, they consider themselves overlooking guys like us, which we know we've always smashed them. Consider themselves overlooking guys like us, just like with the Chinese dudes. But then they get pissed when we get passports and go after other women and are happy. Same thing in China. These women overlook these dudes, take these dudes for granted because they have this delusional idea of what the perfect man is, but then get pissed when the European girl come over and take all the men. He said, I have 8 cows in my backyard. He said, all they need is one. All they need is one. Shout out to my man, EMB in the building. Buenas unto you. Buenas. Que mas? Shout out to you. You see, some bride prices are in the low hundreds. Wow. Wow. So it depends on the country. Let's continue on, gentlemen.
For these women, an ideal partner must have luxury cars, a villa, and a million yuan salary. Anything less is dismissed outright. Some men have responded to this trend with humor, saying the issue is not about affordability, but about better value. Many women have encouraged men to see the world, and now it seems they are truly doing so. A matchmaker in Zhengzhou shared an experience.
I met a great guy here, but he was dead set on marrying a Japanese woman. I was really confused and asked him, do you really think Chinese women aren't good enough? He said, women in China have too much leverage now, and he just can't afford to deal with it.
She explained that the man further clarified his reasoning. According to him, Chinese women have high expectations and bride prices are expensive. Despite having the financial means, he finds that many are unwilling to cook or do housework and often exhibit a princess attitude.
Does this not all sound familiar? Shout out to D-Wade once again. He said, I have a competitive advantage. this right? He said, that's what I say to them. Seriously. He said, I got 3 bushes in my backyard. What can I give that? Seriously, right? You see what I'm saying?
Demanding constant reassurance. He questioned why he should spend money only to encounter continual stress. In contrast, he mentioned that Japanese women, given financial security, are attentive and understanding in caring for their husbands. He saw no reason to prefer marrying a Chinese woman. Meanwhile, a matchmaker was chatting with a friend nearby.
See that guy over there? He makes $1 million a year, but he's been on more than 30 blind dates and every single one failed.
Huh? Why? He looks fine, tall and slim.
Because he insists on checking the medical records and hotel check-in history of every woman he dates.
Is he serious?
He's not crazy. He just knows exactly what he wants. He says he can't accept marrying a woman who partied with other guys and then settle down with him just because he's a nice guy. He doesn't want to spend 3 generations worth of family savings to buy a house and car for someone who used him as a backup plan, only to give her a luxurious life. If that's the case, he would rather stay single forever. I have to admit, after hearing that, I really understood his perspective. This guy sees things very clearly.
For highly educated older single women in China, competition from Southeast Asian brides has not been a significant concern. These brides typically marry into 3rd and 4th tier cities or rural areas and come from modest backgrounds. However, the trend of marrying foreign women has expanded to include those from Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, Japan, South Korea, and even Germany, Sweden, and Italy.
Nice. Man, these Japanese dudes coming up. They coming up. Man, I wouldn't marry none of them Chinese chicks either, man. You got chicks that you can marry coming from Southeast Asia, and you got the European baddies coming through. You got the European baddies coming through? Come on, man.
These women are not only attractive, but also often well-educated and financially independent. Predominantly from Gen Z, they pose new challenges for single women in China's major cities. A young man from Jinan recently married an Italian woman named Camilla. To welcome her family and friends, he hosted a lavish banquet at a top-tier restaurant and held an extravagant wedding ceremony. Observers praised the couple, calling them a perfect match. Some commented on the event's grandeur, suggesting that the groom's family must be very wealthy. Others noted that China's most eligible bachelors are increasingly being chosen by foreign women. At a matchmaking event, a Russian woman was introduced to 7 potential suitors. Each of them had strong credentials. Some came from well-off families, others had successful careers, and some had high academic achievements. The competition was intense, and women waiting for their turn to meet potential partners appeared visibly discouraged.
She said they appeared visibly discouraged. As soon as the white girl went up there, they were like, oh, damn.
A woman from Peru also attracted significant...
Come on, Peru in the building? Wait a minute, Peru? They going over there? Hey, Jay, they coming to China to get them a husband from Peru? Man, y'all keep sleeping on Peru, y'all want to. Little mama came from Peru.
Interest. In the end, she chose a doctoral student from the Chinese Academy of Sciences in Beijing. While international marriages often appear romantic, they also come with challenges, including cultural differences, language barriers, and lifestyle adjustments. Even within China, customs and traditions can vary significantly between regions. Marrying someone from another country can introduce even greater differences. The cultural gap in international marriages can sometimes turn initial happiness into long-term frustration. A lasting and happy marriage depends on mutual love and commitment from both partners. Meanwhile, China's dating culture has continued to spark debate. Some women's expectations have surprised both domestic and foreign audiences. In one video, a 38-year-old woman shared the requirements she had set for a potential husband. She listed 5 conditions. First, a bride price of 300,000 yuan. Her husband must be home.
Look at this. Listen to this mess. Listen to this mess from the Chinese girl. And the Russian women are listening in, and they're looking like, what the hell? Listen to this mess that this Chinese chick. She older. She knows she ain't got a chance. But just like women in the West, shout out to my man Big Guapo in the building, just like women in the West, they still gonna die on that hill of Fantasy Island.
By 10 p.m. And if he is late,
first bride price, he got to come with 300,000 yen. Her husband must be at home by 10 p.m. And if he is late more than 5 times, the relationship is over.
More than 5 times, the relationship ends. Second, if he is unfaithful, the marriage ends, and he must pay 100,000 yuan in emotion.
That's a setup. Girl, you too ugly for me to be faithful to. You trying to set me up. You know I'm cheating on you. You trying to get a big guap. She knows she too ugly for me to be faithful to. She trying to set her brother up. I see this is crazy madness. I say madness. Shout out to Black Chairman in the building. He said dating market and global dating is a global dating market. Yes, sir. He said these Western and Chinese entitled mentality is catching up with them. Wait until 5 to 10 years from now. It's going to be a dating desert, not a dessert, but a desert out there. Yeah, man. Yeah, Wade said it's kind of sad when it comes to Chinese relationships compared to the Vietnamese relationships. He said like relationships in China seems low value with all these items they're talking about. Sad for China. The United States and China want to act like they ain't got nothing in common. Well, they got this in common.
Compensation. Third, she will not take care of his parents if they fall.
What? She will not take care of his parents. Now look at the reactions of the European girls. Like, what?
Ill, stating that it is his responsibility, not hers. Fourth, his salary must be handed over to her with only 1,000 yuan per month allocated as his personal spending money.
That is true. In China, they will do that. They will take all your check and give you a few dollars for the whole month of your own money. she on that tussie, bro. She on that pink cocaine. She's on the tussie. Yep, that Chimerica. Absolutely correct. Good call. My man Tevin says this. See, Andre, you remember 2 years? He said, you remember 2 years? I said that I sent you a link about a Chinese man that divorced his wife and won because the kids were born. I remember, I remember that. I do remember that a couple years ago. Absolutely correct. And come to find, I think because she had either did some surgery, she had did plastic surgery on a true story, guys. Check it out. I remember that, Tevin. Dude sued in China because the woman had ugly kids. Ugly kids. And he found out, he won the lawsuit because he found out that she had plastic surgery. Plastic surgery can't cover up DNA. Some of y'all gonna come down here and get some Colombian baddies, and you think that's her nose. You gonna find out that's not her nose. You gonna think that's her cleft. You thinking that's her beauty mark. You wonder why them kids don't look nothing like you and nothing like her. You gonna wonder why you got some ugly kids in Cambodia. Yeah, I remember that. She had surgery. Surgery cannot hide your DNA. Yep. Seriously. True story. I remember that one. She had surgery, Tevin. I remember that. That was a good call, man, to bring that one back up. Yep. Let's go back to the video. Chinese women, what's the most attractive thing that a man can say to a Chinese girl?
What's the most attractive thing a man can say to a Chinese girl?
Chinese people love money so much. We have a god of money.
They got a god of money in Chinese. They got a god of money.
一阳之味道，仔细东来，明码标价的那些物，非黑即白。
Come on now. Come on now.
All I really wanna see is the I don't really need a D, I need the all a bad bitch need is the
I still have €5 from the trip. Do you want it?
Oh no! Having foreign currency in your wallet is really good. It means the money is gonna flow from every corner of the world into your wallet. In Chinese folk culture, your wallet is like a mini vote for your wealth and good luck. So in addition of having foreign currency, you can also have 5 different colors of money in your wallet, which signifies the 5 elements: water, fire, wood, metal, and earth. It will make sure you will not only be rich, but also have good luck.
What's the difference between a Japanese wife and a Chinese wife when they find out their husband's cheating? Let me tell you. If the third woman comes to the Japanese wife and goes, "Your husband's cheating on you with me," Japanese wife will be like, "No, I don't believe you. My husband is a kind man. He would never cheat on me. You have to stop seducing him. You should go away." Chinese wife will be like, "Oh, really? Damn, look at those tits. They are nice. Is he paying you? He should. But he can't pay you because I have all his money."
Come on, man. Y'all ain't ready for this.
So in the Philippines, it seems like men can get by without needing to spend a ton of money on women. And this is very different.
Danny lived in China for 10 years, teaching English, 10 years. And now he lives in the Philippines.
Different than China, because Chinese women seem to have a lot higher expectations due to the fact that Chinese guys are dropping major bags on women, and the local guys in the Philippines aren't doing that. So for you guys who don't like spending money on women, it seems like this could be a better alternative for you rather than China, because the amount of money that you need to spend over here to make a woman happy is significantly lower than what you'll be spending in China. So that might be something to think about.
Fifth, she dislikes socializing and does not want to be pressured into interacting with his extended family. Additionally, under any circumstances, the bride price would not be refunded in case of separation.
Damn.
Upon hearing these conditions, a Russian woman in the video shook her head and responded,
This is a disaster. If a couple is constantly preparing for a breakup, they won't last. A woman like that will find any excuse to leave her husband. And because she won't have to return the bride price, it's terrifying. She has no trust in her future husband at all.
In the end, her sister-in-law summed it up. She's looking for money, not a husband. For viewers watching, the question remains, would you choose a Chinese bride or a foreign one?
I think this bag looks really nice. Take a look.
I think it's okay.
Also, it matches well.
This part is about the Chinese gold digger. The Chinese gold digger.
Miss, how much is this bag? The bag is 45,000 yuan. 45,000 yuan isn't too bad, right?
Yes, sir.
It's okay.
Girl.
Then why don't you buy me the bag?
Me buy for you? Why should I buy for you?
It's our first blind date, so you giving me a bag shows your sincerity.
Wait a minute. This is the first blind date. He don't know her from a can of paint. First blind date. It ain't even like he hooked himself up. Somebody else introduced him to this chick. This is Gold Diggers edition.
Is that normal?
You just said it's the first blind date, and you want a 45,000 yuan bag? How's that sincere? I'm here to date you.
It's a blind date. You know that. If we get married, I'll even have your children.
Then why don't you just rob me?
You know this is a blind date, yet you show no sincerity.
Date yourself then. Be sincere with yourself.
Hey, why are you like this?
A recent awkward blind date video has gone viral online. The couple met at a shopping mall, chatting happily while browsing. Unexpectedly, the woman spotted a luxury handbag and asked him to buy it on their first meeting, which immediately scared the man away. Many women display extravagant spending demands, treating men like ATMs, causing more men to lose interest in dating. Let's hear what the man has to say. Why are many men reluctant to pursue relationships nowadays? They just don't want to date anymore. They don't dare to even start a conversation. As soon as we talk, she's out of perfume, a birthday is coming up, the rent is due, or her lipstick is gone.
Oh, shit. Does this all not sound familiar? If you come to Colombia, the refrigerator is empty. Grandma always sick. She needs money for school. You ain't never seen her in school. In the States, it's the same thing. Buy me this, buy me that, buy me this, buy me that. Are you gonna buy dinner for my kids too? Come on now. Come on now. I know, Kevin. We gotta be men on these videos. This one is dedicated to the gold digger.
It feels like every time I talk to her, I'm dragging her into a complete disaster. So I believe low-quality relationships are worse than high-quality single life.
Have you bought a house in Hangzhou? You've been working there for so long. Don't you have a home?
Right from the start, can we talk about something else? You jumped straight to asking if I bought a house, miss.
Just asking. Do you have a house and a car?
So you insist on having both a house and a car, right? Does a house need to be a certain size?
If we have children later, definitely 2 bedrooms.
Okay, how big is it?
Around 200 square meters, close to the city center. The car should be at least worth 1 million yuan. If you don't have a degree, a house, or a car, then what do you have?
I'm young. Let me ask you, miss. Do you have a house? What do you have?
No.
Do you have a car?
No.
Then why do you require a man to have a house and a car?
Because I'm a woman.
Isn't gender equality promoted nowadays? You're looking for a safe haven. Put nicely, a partner to rely on for marriage. Put bluntly, you want to use your brief beauty to change your fate and marry into wealth. But can you afford a...
He said you want to use your brief... We got to use that one on this channel. He said you want to use your brief beauty. Brief beauty. Brief. These dudes in China ain't got no cuts. See, we soft in the States, man. I thought we was too hard on the ladies in the States. I'm going to tell you that now. I thought we were kind of hard, kind of harsh on some of our TikTok videos, YouTube videos. Man, we ain't harsh. We ain't nowhere near harsh. These dudes said you trying to use your brief beauty for a come up. Oh, if you're broke, just say you're broke. Seriously.
house? How much do you earn per month? And how much do you expect a man to earn?
At least 500,000 yuan per month.
A monthly salary of 500,000 yuan? How much do you earn?
About 10,000 yuan a month.
Let me ask you something. You think buying a house is a basic requirement for men, right? Both men and women are in their 20s. Why can women spend their own money on cosmetics and clothes, but men have to earn money to buy a house and a car? Young people in their 20s are usually at the beginning of their careers with limited income. Buying a house and a car is a major expense, which is a heavy burden for most young men, especially in first and second-tier cities where housing prices are high. As a result, many men now feel fear towards marriage. Many believe marriage is unfair for men. Men have to pay a bride price, provide gold jewelry, buy a house and a car, and cover wedding expenses that can exceed 1 million yuan. Meanwhile, women only need to bring a dower. For many men today, the pressure to marry is greater. After working hard through school and career for over 20 years, and with parents' sacrifices, they have little chance to repay their parents before being financially taken advantage of by their bride's family. If the marriage ends in divorce, the property is split, making marriage feel like a source of suffering. As one relationship blogger pointed out, in today's relationships, one side is often willing to spend without limits, aiming to take money from the other. This dynamic has led to the current situation, where more and more men choose to give up on marriage. That explains why marriage rates continue to decline.
My dad said, "Don't even think about marrying me if you don't have 1 million yuan."
That's quite a lot.
Proverbs.
Maybe it's a bit too much. I think 500,000 yuan is enough.
Many men can't even afford 500,000 yuan nowadays.
I think 500,000 yuan should be doable.
That sounds difficult.
Maybe I don't have a clear sense of money because I'm spoiled at home. I've never been denied money. Since I was young, I never looked at prices when buying things. My family always fulfills my wishes.
What are the conditions for marrying you?
Buy me a car.
If your man buys a house, will your name need to be on the deed?
Of course.
Will you contribute money?
I won't pay.
What will you give to the man?
Companionship.
What monthly...
Does not all this sound familiar? The only difference between all of what this woman is saying and women in the West, she says she comes from money. Got you. Women in the West come from being broke, and they talking like they come from money.
Salary does he need to support you?
Around 60 to 70,000 yuan. 50,000 yuan or more. I make less money. I would say 10 to 20,000 yuan.
Would you marry a man who earns 5,000 yuan a month?
No.
What are your requirements for a partner?
He should be at least 1.8 meters tall, not overweight because overweight men feel greasy. As for salary, I don't have very high standards, but at least 50,000 yuan a month. Ideally, he can give me 10 to 20,000 yuan monthly. For housing, 200 square meter apartment is enough. Also, I don't cook, so I would need to hire a housekeeper. Otherwise, eating takeout isn't good for health.
How much bride price would it take to marry you?
Around 1 million yuan, I guess.
What monthly salary should a man have to support you?
In Beijing, I think at least 40 to 50,000 yuan.
What is your current monthly income?
None.
How much bride price do you want?
2 apartments, 3 million yuan, and a car.
Do you think earning 1 million yuan at age 25 is a tough requirement for men?
Not tough. Many can earn multiple millions by 25.
What do you do now?
I'm a student, so no income.
In a street interview, some women express increasingly demanding standards for men when choosing a partner. Houses, cars, and bride price are no longer enough. They also expect to hire housekeepers, have men take on household chores, and refuse to support their parents-in-law. The video sparked widespread discussion on social media. Social media has amplified these extreme cases, fueling a culture of comparison. Some women, influenced by the belief that marrying well equals success, see marriage as a shortcut to a better life. In reality, this pressure on men is pushing many towards rejecting marriage altogether. This exploitation of men will ultimately backfire, leaving these women unmarried as they grow older.
I was born in 1989. I'm 36 years old, unmarried and without children. I'm considered an old leftover woman, someone others see as unable to find a partner. My classmates' second children are already in elementary school, but I'm still single without even a boyfriend. When I was younger, I focused entirely on my career and didn't put effort into relationships, which delayed my marriage. I don't know if I'll ever find someone. My mother often urges me seriously to get married and to lower my standards. Now seeing my situation, my family has given up on me. I'm 33, unmarried and without children. Everyone tells me men can be relied on, so I have to rely on myself. Only by being successful can I marry well and live.
You see how she didn't take accountability? I'm 33, I ain't got no kids, I ain't got no prospects, and it's the men's fault. Men, you can't depend on them to come and marry you. So you got to take it. She didn't take any accountability. Boy, I feel like I'm watching the Asian version of the West. Jay said, my, how things have changed. My father and uncles would have answered some of these chicks with a foot to the ad. Get your ass out my face. Sir, with the quickness. Them dudes did not play back then. Absolutely correct. Tevin says this. He says South Korean women are the same now. A new study was released yesterday. Yesterday, that said birth has dropped drastically for the third year in a row. Montrez says this. He said those two black European women, two black European women I had dinner with gave me their WhatsApp number without me simping or asking. And this, you just got back from Europe. Without simping or asking, they gave it to me freely. Yes, Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1, where it says that in the last days, 7 to 8 women will go to one man and say, we'll pay for everything. We'll pay for the clothes, we'll pay for the food, we'll pay for everything. Just give us your last name and take away our shame. And as we well know, the shame of a woman in the Bible is not having kids. So give us your last name and give us your kids. And 7 women will go to one man and say, we will pay for everything. Just give us your last name and take away our shame. 1 Corinthians 11:9 says, neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman was created for the man. Yep. Somebody called Theo Wolf to show him this video. I know, right? I'm serious. Like my man Wade said, he said, if she says that this is the first date with me, then I'm out. I'd rather run to Korea, Japan, or to the Korean, Japanese, Cambodian, Vietnamese, or Thai chick for a date. That's serious. That is so serious.
A happy life. So I worked hard for 10 years and lived in loneliness for 10 years. When I reached my 30s, I wanted to get married, but I found there wasn't any eligible single man around me. My mother tells me every night that she can't sleep. She has shamelessly used all her connections to find someone for me, but when people see that I'm in my 30s, they lose interest in getting to know me. It's 2 a.m. now. I would rather sit in my car than go back to a home where I'm alone. No matter how luxurious the house is, it's cold and empty. That will...
If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, girl. She said, I would rather sit in my car than to go in the house and feel lonely. Woo! Damn. When it gets cold outside, if you think you're lonely now, let me bring that one back. I almost shed a tear for her. She said she would rather sit in the car like Dawn of In Vogue. Remember Dawn, homeless, sleeping in the car for 3 years? Man. Shout out to my man Big T in the building. He said, I'm in the house. He said, I'm just not saying much. He said, I found the Chinese unicorn. I'm good. I'm with you, brother. Not all ladies are created equal. Shout out to my man Don, the JP in the building. Yeah, she said, let me bring that one back. That was deep right there. That hurt my little soul on her behalf. And, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Hey, true story. That's how I was able to date a lot of women that were well off. Dude, it will amaze you how many sisters in the States are lonely in them 5-bedroom houses. Y'all see them at work and they divas. They're the boss or the supervisors or they're the this to that, the business owners. Bruh, they are lonely. And they play like they ain't lonely. They be on their cell phone like they ain't lonely. Bruh, they lonely. They are lonely. A lot of sisters that y'all see in the States. Atlanta, stand up. DC, stand up. Chi-Town, Detroit, New York, LA, Phoenix, Dallas, with all the ladies, stand up. Them women be lonely, bruh. That's the one thing that I can... What this young lady said, I have said this for years. A lot of you guys wonder why I always talk about how I can date this type of woman to date that type of woman. And I didn't have that money like they had. Some of these women died millionaires, dude. But they be lonely, bruh. They be lonely, bruh. That I can confirm. Before we even saw this part of this video, let's bring that beat back. Let's bring that back.
That she can't sleep. She has shamelessly used all her connections to find someone for me, but when people see that I'm in my 30s, they lose interest in getting to know me. It's 2 a.m. now. I would rather sit in my car than go back to a home where I'm alone. No matter how luxurious the house is, it's cold and empty. That will be my lonely home for the rest of my life. I don't want to grow old alone, but I don't know what to do.
In China, traditional views deeply embed age bias against women, especially unmarried women over 30 who are often labeled as leftover women, while men face far less pressure. This double standard narrows the dating and marriage options for older women. Some older women express their loneliness, anxiety, and uncertainty about their future on social media. This sentiment is common in today's society, especially among women who have devoted much energy to their careers but feel empty in love and marriage, longing to find a partner. Why do older single women struggle to get married? A matchmaker asked a man who has dated such women this question. Let's hear his response. I absolutely won't accept single women over 30. She's already 32. Why would I marry her?
But aren't you 35? She's 3 years younger than you, and I can see that she has a stable job.
I met older single women in real life. Let me tell you, women over 30 6 common problems.
Before we go off into the 6 common problems, man, it is wild to hear these dudes, how they talk about 30. They talk about 30 as if they talking about somebody like 72. Why should I be with an older woman? Older woman. That's crazy. Yeah, leftovers at 25. Yup. That's crazy. For real. Seriously. He said, go to the grocery store. Ask the checkouts. Look at what's in their cart. Yeah, that's true. Bruh. Hey, I still do that. I could tell when a woman is single, ain't got no man, even here in Colombia. Even that's my number. Hey, Wade, hey, Tori, hey, Necro, don't be giving out my secret. If I was single in Colombia, that's one of the easiest ways to see if a woman is single. The grocery store cart tells everything. Tells everything, dude. They be in there with the Colombian version of Swanson dinners. Glass, a bottle of wine. Ain't nothing in there for no husband or no baby. You know she's single. Yep, ran through in the 30s. That's crazy. Crazy, man. Let's get back to the video.
That's exaggerated. What are those 6 problems? Tell me.
First, when they were younger, they saw the world and developed very high standards, thinking no one is good enough for them. Second, their looks have started to decline, but they still live in the photo.
Let's see what his 6 are.
That she has a stable job.
I met older single women in real life. Let me tell you, women over 30 share 6 common problems.
That's exaggerated. What are those 6 problems? Tell me.
First, when they were younger, they saw the world and developed very high standards, thinking no one is good enough for them. Second, their looks have started to decline, but they still live in the photos from their youth, calling every man unattractive. Third, their fertility ability is declining, so having children will be difficult later. Fourth, their personality is hard to get along with. If they were easygoing, someone would have already pursued them. Fifth, there's no love, only transactions. They start by discussing conditions, your car, house, salary, whether your parents have pensions. It's all about calculations. 6. If they had a great boyfriend before, they expect their current boyfriend to be even better. They don't consider why their ex didn't marry them despite treating them well.
Man. Come on, man. Did he hit the nail on the head, Necro? Did he not hit the nail on the head? I ain't mad at him.
You're being too absolute. If you think all women over 30 who are unmarried have problems, you're 34 and still single too. So by that logic, you have problems as well.
I admit I have problems. Does she admit hers?
This man don't miss.
Another matchmaker believes that older single women aren't unable to get married. Is that men don't dare to marry them. They don't have a princess's life, but they do have princess syndrome.
The final outcome for many older single women is being priced but unsellable. Just like the current market for second-hand houses, there are many available but no buyers.
Dang.
You have to understand that foolishness and wealth rarely exist.
Like second-hand houses, many are available but no buyers. Man, they come. Hey, like I said, man, we are nice how we talk to these women in the West. Because them dudes in the East ain't got no cut. None.
In the same person. Yet older single women always hope to find someone who is both rich and good to them. From my many years as a matchmaker, I've seen too many older single women end in truly tragic situations. My advice to all older single women is to have a clear and realistic understanding of themselves. The dating market is essentially a matching process. Overly idealistic standards will inevitably leave someone single in the end. I have a boyfriend now. We've been together for a year and we are already preparing for marriage. For the wedding banquet, my family wants 20,000 yuan per table, while his family wants 15,000 yuan per table. Why does your family want 20,000 yuan per table? Is that just vanity? How old are you? I'm 30. What do you do? I work in a bank. What about him? He works at a top-tier hospital, like Shanghai Ruijin or Zhongshan Hospital. Did he graduate with a PhD? No, a master's degree. It's already good he can find someone like you with a bank job. Where did you graduate from? An Ivy League school abroad. What's your monthly salary? About 10,000 yuan. You earn just over 20,000 yuan a month and want a 20,000 yuan wedding banquet? Isn't that ridiculous? Why are you so vain? A 15,000 yuan banquet isn't even enough, yet you want 20,000. His family can afford it, but they won't pay because they dislike your attitude. Why pretend to be richer than you are? If that's the case, just don't get married. Divorce if you have to. These two families can agree. Yours is all about vanity. Theirs is practical. They are already paying off loans, living a careful and honest life. They are not on the same page. You should find someone who can afford a 100,000 yuan banquet. That's impressive and glamorous. If I were your mother-in-law, I would kick you out without a second thought.
A lavish wedding can cost hundreds of thousands or even over 1,000,000 yuan. To satisfy a culture of comparison, some women demand wedding banquets beyond the man's financial means. Host Bai Rui harshly criticized women who insist on sky-high wedding expenses as pretending to be richer than they are, urging single women to be practical in relationships. Bai Rui's blunt remarks highlight a clash in values, implying this woman is not suitable for marriage and should stay single rather than burden a good man. He noted that doctors are in high demand and should be reserved for deserving partners. If the couple's values don't align, it's better not to marry, as marriage would bring more troubles, meaning one compromise will lead to countless more.
Many women say they don't understand why some men refuse to pay bride price. Let me give you an example. A man who is 24 years old enters society, earning about 10,000 yuan a month. If he starts dating, after a few years, he might not save a single yuan. If he doesn't date, he won't travel, won't go to expensive places, won't attend concerts or movies, won't buy new clothes, even wears worn-out underwear. His life may seem boring to others, but he knows he has to save money just to be respected by society. Otherwise, he's worthless than a dog. This is society's demand on men. To save tens of thousands, his youth is spent in loneliness and hardship. The money he saves eventually becomes a bride price. Is this fair? If marriage only required a bride price, it might be okay. But in reality, he also has to buy a car, a house, pay for renovations, furniture, TV, the wedding dress, diamond ring, honeymoon, and all future living costs. Most of the expenses fall on the man, draining an ordinary family's savings. If you still demand a bride price as your security, then who provides security for the man? Everyone is an independent individual with the ability to earn. Security should come from within.
A recent video posted by a matchmaker struck a chord with many parents of young men. A person from Shanxi commented that raising a son is tough not only for the parents, but also for the son himself. He urged parents to treat their sons well because sons often only receive love from their parents. Once married, wives tend to constantly pressure their husbands to fulfill their own desires. This comment received almost 1,000 replies. One person said, "I've come to realize that women today are no longer like those from the 60s and 70s. Whether my son marries or not doesn't matter, as long as he is safe and healthy." This reflects a sense of unfairness and pressure felt by men's families in today's marriage market, as well as resistance to current relationship dynamics.
All right. Shout out to the Chinese Observer YouTube channel. Had to do the reactions. Gentlemen, as we had a chance to see this evening, the East is no better than the West. While America is trying to beef with China over tariffs, they really don't realize how much they all still have in common. These new wave feminism. And so we got a chance to see that. And throughout the months, we're going to be going back to this channel because they always have some good stuff in regards to what's going on in China, especially in the dating market. One more time, I'm going to drop the link for the, well, actually, let me pull this up. I'm going to drop the link for the Rumble Rumble, Young Man Rumble. We're going to take, because tomorrow is our movie night. So make sure we've got 73 in the building. Make sure that you, if you don't have anything going on tomorrow night. Oh, Theo is late. He is late. Shout out to Theo, but he late. If you don't have anything going on tomorrow night, let's look at the Rumble real quick. Let's screen share. And let's make sure that we pull it up. Okay, here we go. So far, the movies that we watched so far on Rumble every Saturday. Last week was Shaft and the Rumble, the Rumble in the Bronx with Jackie Chan. Then we watched, a week before, we watched the Seven Grandmasters, which was good. And we watched Hollywood Shuffle the week before that. This was our favorite, of course, Coolie High and the Five Deadly Venom. We've already watched Superfly. We watched Coffee with Pam Grier, and we watched Dolomite. We watched Three the Hard Way. We've watched Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee. We've watched Uptown Saturday Night and Truck Turner. As well as always, we already watched Car Wash and Let's Do It Again. And our first movie was the 36 Chambers of Shaolin and the Mac. So if you guys don't have anything that you're doing on Saturday evening, right around 8:30, get yourself some popcorn or something to drink, because we got a double feature. This week, we're going to be enjoying another Kung Fu movie. And the first movie we're going to be watching is House Party with Kid and Play. So shout out to all you guys that are hanging out with us. But yeah, Theo is late. Theo is later than late. We about to end this live stream right about now. He said, Dre, what about the fraternity with Too Sweet? Oh, penitentiary. Oh man, yeah. You know what? Good call. Penitentiary. Man, I ain't watched penitentiary. You know what? Yeah, bruh. That's a good call. Man, that's a good call. I forgot all about penitentiary. We also got Cotton Coat Comes to Harlem. We got that one coming up soon. So we got a few of them. Shout out to Theo for being here this evening. Good night to all. Let's get ready for the outros. Let's get ready for the outros. Outro videos.
Mami me dice que soy